You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
To squash we go. Semi-final time in the Auckland and Oceania Open PSA Challenger tournament on the North Shore at the North Shore Squash Club. Women's semis this afternoon. Top seeded Australian Alex Hayden against Kiwi 6th seed Sophie Hodges and 4th seeded Kiwi Abby Palmer taking on Lana Harrison. And in the men's, second seed, Lwamba Chileshe up against the Japanese player Tomotako Endo. And then top seed, Lwamba Chileshe up against third seeded Australian Joseph White. Lwamba Chileshe is with us. Good to get the chance to chat to you on the day of the semi-finals, Lwamba. You were taken to 5 games, I see here, in your second round match, and then 4 games in the quarterfinals. So has this tournament been perhaps a little bit tougher than you thought it might?
Yes, definitely. Normally with our pro tournaments, we just play 1 match a day. So not quite used to 2 matches a day. So yeah, it was a tough one in the morning for sure. And I guess that's just what happens with the sport. It's you can play people you've never sort of seen before who you'd normally expect to win quite comfortably, and then they start playing well and you get a bit edgy and panicking, and then it can be a really close match. So yeah, it's always tough out there, but I guess that's what we train for. And yeah, body's feeling good today, so ready to go again today.
Good stuff. So did you have to do anything different in your preparation, knowing that you were going to have those 2 matches, and as it turned out, 2 pretty rigorous matches on the same day?
Not really. The days are a little bit different. Like normally, if we have 1 match day, it's normally in the late afternoon or at night. So you'd have a hit in the morning, and you normally have probably like a 40-minute hit in the morning with someone else. Well, as this time I just had like a 10-minute hit because I knew I didn't really need to get my body moving or anything. So yeah, the prep was a little bit different, and it's a little bit more important to time when you're eating and stuff around when you're playing the 2 matches. So yeah, prep was a little bit different. Yeah.
Do you also find that because you're the top seed, that others who you mentioned before, who you in an ordinary circumstance you might be expected to beat quite comfortably, kind of raise their game because they're playing the top seed?
Yeah, I think so. And I've definitely felt like every time I have been one of the top seeds, I've had people play better against me. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, I definitely think even for me, like if I'm in a tournament and I'm playing someone a lot higher than me, you kind of just let loose a bit and are a bit less edgy, and yeah, you do tend to play a little bit better when you're playing people that are ranked a bit higher than you, a bit less pressure, So yeah, I definitely think that's the case.
All right, so this afternoon, semi-final, Joseph White, the third seeded Australian. How do you reckon you match up against him?
I played him twice in my career, lost both times, so not the best track record against him, but definitely think last time I played him, I think, was about a year ago, so had a year to prepare for this match. So yeah, looking forward to it. He looks like he's playing well, improved a little bit since last time, so yeah, I'm just excited to get out there and have a good battle, and I'll be happy if I play well, win or lose, as long as I get a good performance. Yeah. Do
you look back at those last 2 performances and I mean, can you take anything out of them, given the fact that the last one was a year ago, or is it really so far in the past now that it doesn't matter?
No, for sure. Well, yeah, we do a lot of like match analysis and stuff, and I think if it's a match that's like sort of a year ago, it's especially at this sort of level, there's not really that much of a difference between now and back then, I don't think. So it's always good to go back and watch. If it's maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, it's probably not worth it. But yeah, definitely be going back and watching one of my last match I played against him and seeing where I went wrong for sure. Yeah.
And your brother Tim was in the other semi against Tomotaka Endo from Japan. So I guess if you win and he wins, then you're in the final together. Who normally wins? I think I asked you this before the Commonwealth Games, and you said that it was usually you. Is it still usually you?
Still me at the moment, yeah. We've only played once in a tournament match since then, and I got the win. But to be fair, he had a much harder road to the final. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think this is the first time in a while that I've had more games and more court time than him leading up to the final. So yeah, this could be his chance to take it if we both make the final.
I will look forward to seeing if that happens. Obviously, you were both at the Commonwealth Games last year in Birmingham. How do you reflect back on that experience?
Yeah, it was unreal. It was really good. We ended up playing really well together in the doubles, and both had good performances in the singles. But yeah, it was pretty surreal. Like, you're kind of there, and you're just like living it up for 2 weeks. Everything is there for you. Kind of get treated like a king, and then after the Com Games, you go back to reality, and it's a bit bumming. But yeah, it was really good. It was cool being around, our top Kiwis, Joel and Paul, and just kind of seeing what they do and how they prepare and stuff. So yeah, me and my brother learnt a lot, and we've definitely taken a lot from that experience and applied it to a lot of the stuff we do today. So yeah, it was really cool.
That's great to hear. Is Paul Coll someone you take inspiration from? I mean, he's doing amazing things in the world of squash and has been for a while now. Is he someone you take inspiration from?
Yeah, definitely. Hugely, actually. I think all of us guys, including like Elijah and Anthony, who are kind of coming up as well, our generation was kind of him making it. He was never really a great junior, and he kind of just got to where he was just through sheer hard work. So I think he proved to us that it's possible, but you just got to put your mind to it and get your head down and work hard. And he's definitely a huge inspiration to us, pulled us through, and just made us believe that we could do it,
Yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah. And you're inside the top 100 in the world at the moment in men's singles. What are your aspirations with regards to your squash over the next few years?
So the plan is really to try and crack the top 50, and that's when you can start making the big tournaments that Paul and Joel play, the Platinum tournament. So, we kind of have short-term and long-term goals, and the short-term goal is just to try and get into those Platinum tournaments, so we can start playing all those top guys, and then from then on, it's really just trying to do what Paul did and potentially get to world number one. Maybe win a British Open or a World Champs or something along the way.
Why not? So are you able to do this professionally? Like you've got the backing and the money behind you to do that?
Yeah, it is quite tough. The spot where I'm at the moment, it's not hugely forgiving financially. But yeah, me and my brother based overseas in Sheffield. We're kind of there 6 to 8 months of the year and then come back. So we can earn a bit of money over there through like leagues and stuff.
Mm.
But when the leagues are off, it's quite hard to survive. So yeah, we kind of have to come back and play a few tournaments when we're back home, do a bit of coaching, enjoy mum's cooking.
Why not?
For a couple of months. And yeah, so normally when you start pushing that top 50 and playing the Platinums, financials get a little bit easier. So yeah, it is tough out there, but we love it. We love the sport, love playing it, and lucky enough to have my brother do it alongside with me makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, I bet. So in terms of your season then, you talked about spending most of your time in Sheffield. So you're heading back over there at some stage in the near future?
Yeah, so we're heading back over mid-July. And normally the season over there starts around October. So yeah, we're hoping to go back for a bit of sun, do a bit of summer training over there. And then we'll probably be there from October till about November. There's a World Men's Teams in New Zealand and also the New Zealand Open. So we're obviously going to make the team first and prove ourselves first. But yeah, fingers crossed we can come back for that, spend summer in New Zealand, and then go back to the UK again around January. So yeah, normally we go from winter to winter, but this year the circumstances have allowed us to hopefully go summer to summer, which is cool.
Be a lot more pleasant. More pleasant. All right, mate. Well, hey, it's been great to catch up. All the best this afternoon in your semi. Hope you and your brother both make it so we can actually see who is top dog in the final tomorrow, and look forward to tracking your progress across the rest of the year, mate.
Cheers for the call. Appreciate it.
Appreciate chatting to you, Lwamba. What a character, right? Lwamba Chileshe. He's one of our top squash players. In fact, I think he's New Zealand number 2 in the world rankings, behind Paul Coll, of course, who's there as world number 5, I think, last time I checked. We know he's up there in the single figures. Lwamba Chileshe currently 91st from what I can see here. But you heard there, his ambition is to get up inside the world's top 50. Still young, only 24. Semi-final this afternoon and final tomorrow if he can make it through. This is the Auckland and Oceania Open PSA Challenger at the North Shore Squash Club.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.